Well, you can just start breathing. So breathe first in through your nose, out through your mouth. Visually picture Jesus in front of you. And as you breathe in, he breathes out. So we are breathing in the blueprint of our engagement, and you breathe out. So it's important to realize that the breathing activates body, soul, and spirit. So as you are breathing, you are busy aligning the three to experience the supernatural realm. Your body and soul is just as important as your spirit, man. And the three work together so that you can experience what Jesus is showing us. Just take a bit of time and just breathe in and out. Keep your spiritual eyes on Jesus as you are breathing in that blueprint. It's also usually the opportunity, if you have stuff bothering you, concerns, when you breathe in, you just see as you breathe out, it leaving your spirit, man. Breathing cleanses your mind as you start to focus on Yeshua. As you are breathing, you're starting to feel the natural realm pushing to the outskirts and the spirit realm starting to become more real, tangible. As you're breathing, you can start sensing your spirit, your whole being just becoming lighter and lighter. As time, space starts to become irrelevant, as the realm of the kingdom starts to expand in your inner Every breath you take, you can feel you are just moving higher and higher. I want you to start picturing the natural realm, Earth. It's just disappearing below you as you are just ascending deeper and deeper into the kingdom. You start to become aware of the angels that are around you. They are facilitating your ascension. As the blog focused on the Hebrew word rohe, which means seer. So the first person we want to encounter before we start to engage that mountain is we want to engage with the spirit of wisdom. So I want to there, in the realm that you are, always remember galaxies wide. We've got colors, the angels are there with you. I want you to see Lady Wisdom approaching you. See her garment that she's got on. There are all sorts of precious stones that are glittering in her. And as she approaches you, she gives you a scroll, and written on the scroll is your engagement into Rohe as a seer. I want you to take that scroll from her. I just want you to push it into your spirit, man. Just see it disappear into your spirit. I want you to breathe it in. As you breathe it in, that frequency within that scroll, the Hebrew letters, and it starts to entangle with your spirit, man. As it entangles with your spirit, it's starting to open realms within in your spirit. See gates going open. You can just feel your spirit is going through a complete adjustment as that blueprint that is written on the scroll is being released and embedded into your spirit. As the alignments, etc., starting to shift within your spirit, see Lady Wisdom taking your hand and you are moving with her as she's taking you to your mountain as a prophet. Hebrew word for prophet, Navi. And you see her taking you to a mountain. That mountain represents you and your sonship as a prophet. You're going to get to the foot of the mountain. At the foot of the mountain, a door is going to open. You're not going to climb on the outside of the mountain. You're going to go inside the mountain because you're stepping into your realm of Navi, or as a prophet. And you're moving with wisdom because she's ministering and she's teaching and she's showing you things regarding what you're going to engage as a seer. As you move into this mountain, I want you to experience that you have stepped into a complete different realm. Everything around you changes. It's like a veil that comes off. When you're in that mountain, it's not dark. It is galaxies and realms that are moving in and through and all around you. So you've stepped into a realm where there are many blueprints that are available to be given to you. I nearly want to say it's like a library. And in this mountain, Spirit of Wisdom is going to give you another blueprint, which is what you are going to look and see into and speak. So as you are in this realm of Navi as a prophet, if you remember in the blog, we spoke of having something that you are trusting God to see, or a blueprint that you are waiting for, or be it a word or anything in that direction. If you haven't thought of anything, Holy Spirit can show that to you now. But as you are in this realm as a prophet, there are blueprints there that are going to be given to you, and wisdom's going to give you a blueprint. And I want you to, as you open that scroll, that blueprint, it's like a hologram that pushes out. So I want you to take a moment and just look at what is it that is in this blueprint. You could be trusting God for something regarding your next work, or a word that He's given you, whatever it is, the possibilities. I want you to look into this blueprint. In that blueprint, wisdom is going to show you exactly or aspects of what you are waiting for or what you are wanting to see. So in this scroll, I want you just to take time, and what is it that you are seeing that she's showing you? And then we'll take it from there. Sometimes you might not see specifics, but there's something that is being shown and something is being activated. As you open the scroll with the blueprint, there's angelic realm that also facilitates the revealing of the blueprint and the details. As you are looking in this blueprint, change the way you look at it, looking at something that is very, very big. So you can walk into it. Wisdom leads you into the blueprint and shows you around. She might take you to a certain corner or aspect of the blueprint that she's wanting to show you. Just remember the doors and realms that were opened in your spirit was the realm of Rohe as a seer. So those doors and those pathways were opened up in you so that as you look at the scroll and the blueprint, you discern what wisdom is showing you. This blueprint can be something about your future, can be something that you've been trusting God for. So what we're busy activating is, as Rohe, the ability to see is what Yahweh is showing you what the original intent of something is. So that when you see the blueprint, what it is He's showing you, you can speak into that and release it, but we'll get there. I'm just going to give you 2 minutes and then we're going to step into the next blueprint. keep it in the back of your mind, whatever it is that Lady Wisdom showed you. For the next blueprint, I want you to, Lady Wisdom is going to take you deeper into the mountain, to a different realm. So as you are moving up the mountain that represents you as the Navi or as a prophet, just go with wisdom, experience where she's taking you. What are you seeing? Because what you're seeing is important to where she's taking you. So just take a moment as you move with her into the next realm of that mountain. You just sense that the place where wisdom has taken you, you can just, there is an intimacy of Yahweh there that is quite intense. And in this realm, she's going to give you a scroll that's going to reveal a blueprint, which is something more personal about you, something that Yahweh wants to show you, that He wants you to start engaging with, relationship wise with Him. As she gives you that scroll, you open it. I want you to put it in your spirit. As you put it in your spirit, it is like a blueprint hologram that projects from that gate within your spirit out to the front. As it projects out, wisdom takes you into this blueprint, and she reveals you something that you have not known before, that Yahweh is wanting to show you about yourself, about your future relationship with Him, and the next. So it's a bit open-ended, but it's relationship focused, more personal. And what is it that wisdom is showing you? So take a couple of minutes to engage with that. as wisdom is showing you in the blueprint, I want you to go into that area that she specifically shows you or is revealing to you. And I want you to start engaging with the angels of that area or of that room. As she shows you what it is, that the angels come and they are depositing like scrolls. So, aspects of that blueprint that wisdom is showing you, they are just ministering to your spirit. They are putting keys into you, and it's as if they are just busy facilitating the pathway to open up in your spirit so that that blueprint can manifest as a seer. So continue to stay focused on what you are seeing, because that's the pathway that Yahweh is opening up through Rohe. It's going to give you another minute. Okay, I want you to take those two blueprints or engagements that you've experienced. You might not be completely finished with them. And I want you to follow wisdom as she takes you from the inside of the mountain to the top of the mountain. When you're on the top of the mountain, that top of the mountain is the realm before time began. So, in other words, when you occupy your mountain of Navi as a prophet, from there you step into Irohe as a seer. So, when you're on top of that mountain, you are in the beginning when creation was released and spoken out. So, that blueprint that Yahweh showed you, that you engaged with wisdom, whatever the picture is, whatever it is, or a word that he spoke to you, or he showed you a picture, an impression, whatever your experience was with that blueprint, as you are standing on that mountain before creation, I want you to look into that blueprint, and as you have the breath of Yahweh in you, as you speak, you create. Firstly, I want you to look at that blueprint and I want you to blow over it. So, in other words, you are releasing the breath of Yahweh into that blueprint to be created. As you blow over that blueprint, I want you to speak what it is that Yahweh showed you, or what it is that wisdom revealed to you. And as you speak it, remember, then you start to create what you saw. So you engaged Rohe, which is the pathway to see as a seer. So Yahweh gives you the blueprint to see, and then you occupy your mountain as a Navi, as a prophet, and you speak into that blueprint so that it can start to create and fulfill its destiny. So you can just take a couple of minutes and you just speak into that blueprint. You just release whatever it is that Yahweh showed you. And as a prophet, you speak into it and you release it into the physical realm. As part of being a seer, as you speak it and as you breathe the breath of Yahweh into those blueprints, I want you to see the angelic realm being released into what you are speaking, and they start to facilitate its creation and its fulfillment. And see the angels go out with what you are speaking to go and fulfill it and to flesh it out. So as you are speaking to the blueprint, and at the same time you are activating the angelic realm, the mandates for that blueprint to go and to flesh out what it is Yahweh showed you. And you can also speak to the angels. You can tell them, I release you into this blueprint. I activate your mandate regarding this blueprint to be fulfilled. Okay, last one before we close. As you are standing on the mountain, I just want you to see, you can see it as a circle, a triangle, however, just as a door and a gateway. And in this triangle, I want you to see the three Hebrew letters of Resh, Aleph, and Hey, which are the three letters that spell Rohei as Seer. I want you to step in through that realm of Rohei, and I want you to see the door behind you or the gateway behind you just narrow and it closes. And I want you to, that the reality in your spirit, man, is that the pathway of a seer was opened and activated in your spirit, man. That the door is closed and it is something that's permanently activated within you as a prophet, as a Navi. You are a seer as Rohei. I want you, as you are in that realm, however you want to see or experience it, I just want you to see the angels of Rohei are encircling you, and they are just releasing the frequency of a seer, the colors of a seer into your spirit, man. So we activated the action, and they are sealing it with a frequency. They're just aligning your spirit. Just take a minute as the angels are moving in and through you in that realm of Rohei. From there, I don't want you to go down. I just want you to look straight ahead. As you move deeper into Rohei, I want you to see the earth realm come closer to you. And as you go deeper, you are moving closer to earth. And there where you are seated just becomes real. You feel where you're sitting, your feet on the ground. You can just open up your eyes. I want you guys to know that everybody can see. The more you engage with that realm, the more you will open up that pathway to see and encounter what it is that Yahweh is showing you. So I want to encourage you, whenever you have your meditation time or when you are praying into things, etc., as for initial, you can always speak it out and you can just say, I engage my mountain as a Navi, as a prophet. So you're just speaking it out so that the spirit realm knows and understands that you know what you are doing. As you step into that mountain or into that realm, then speak it out that I'm engaging my ability as Rohei, as a seer. So again, I'm speaking out those words into the spirit realm as I'm activating and quickening that pathway, that frequency. Sometimes what you can do is you can repeat the Hebrew letters that pronounce the word Resh. I engage Resh. I engage Aleph. I engage Hey. I pray as the Hebrew letters entangle to release the frequency of Rohei. I step into Rohei as a seer. And I open up the pathways of a seer in my spirit. Then as you pray into a scripture or a situation or whatever it is, then constantly keep your eyes focused on an exercise like we did today. And you ask the Spirit of wisdom to give you the blueprint for what it is that we are praying into or what you are seeing. And then go through the process of Yahweh showing you, like in a hologram or however you want to experience it, what is showing you that which you are praying into. Because he's showing you something of the future or something that hasn't come into being. Because as a prophet and as a seer, he enables you to see something because he wants you to bring it into existence. You as a co-creator in Christ. So then I always trust Yahweh to show me a picture. When he shows me a picture or something that I'm praying to, and that picture represents something of the future, I start speaking into that picture and I start fleshing it out. I activate the angels because with a picture comes a mandate. With a mandate, angelic realm is attached to it as well. And then I activate the angels and who carries the mandate of that blueprint to go and facilitate the manifestation and to flesh it out. So you can be specific, you know. Obviously, when Jesus shows you a blueprint, it might be more detailed, etc., and then activate the angels towards those details, because they are the ones that open the doors and the gateways for you, for those things to manifest into flow. Always remember, as a seer, Jesus shows you the blueprint. So think of an architect. An architect draws the blueprint, etc., and he says to you, this is what it needs to look like. Then you get the builder, and the builder takes the blueprint and he starts to put it together. So you, the architect, is giving you the blueprint, and as a co-creator, you are going and you're going to start fleshing out that blueprint by engaging the angelic realm, speaking things into being, positioning gates, etc. Fantastic. I'm going to open the floor so that you can share, if there's someone that'd like to share what the experience was, etc. Just remember to unmute yourself.
Ice, ice, baby.
You know it. You know it.
I've realized that I don't see as much, but I see very condensed. But this time it comes with meaning. The more I see, like I've got long periods of gaps that I'm sitting and waiting, like nothing's happening. But this time it was it all came together at the end of it. When Wisdom met me with a fiery dress on, which I've seen her before in this fiery dress, and we walked into a realm of standing on a sea, just a calm sea. And my scroll that I opened up was see-through. It was a glass scroll. But what I've noticed through the glass scroll was my feet. And I thought, okay, that's weird. And then I had to put the scroll on the water. And as soon as I put it on the water, a door opened downwards, like into a cellar. I started walking down the steps, and I stepped into the sea of glass. But it was a long channel with just glass on either side of me. There was nowhere I could go apart from forward. And I started walking straight, and I didn't see anything apart from glass. So I thought, nah, I'm just going to sit down here and just in a meditative state, sit and wait. As soon as I sat down, I stepped out of myself again. And I could see my body there, and I waited again. After a while, Wisdom came and said, okay, now come with me. So we walked back up the stairs, but I could see my body there, still in the canal of glass, if I can call it like that. And she took my hands. As soon as she took my hands, the whole picture burnt away. as the picture burnt away, it was in a dark space again. As we were standing there, she walked up to me with specifically her hand on fire, and she put it over my eyes. As soon as she put it over my eyes, it was my eyes searing, S-E-A-R, searing closed, completely closed. And all of a sudden, whiteness appeared. So the darkness left and the light appeared. Sorry, going back. As soon as I went into the dark place, I also stepped back into a previous place that I entered before, and this was our second engagement with bait, where I entered the heart of God with the redness around me. And I stood there again, and the last time I was there, I had communion. So I took communion again. Angels stand around me. They put the scrolls in me, and that's when wisdom came through them and put her hands on my eyes, and all of a sudden was white. When the whiteness appeared, that again, I was in, I can't remember which letter we engaged, but I was in my white room with a long wooden table, and I knew I had to sit there and write in gold on this table. So I almost, if you can start with the letter of Dear Father, and this is the intimates of your heart, and that's where I started writing. And it was just a conversation between me and him. Then when you mentioned about going up to up into the top end of the mountain, and started talking about, hey, I realize that is my consciousness. So I entered into my belly. I went into my heart, and then I came out into the conscious state of pronouncing it, going through. That was the three keys for me, is actually the gut speaking of, my desires. Then I went into the heart of God, that our desires met up. And then from there, it was a conscious state of literally me being one with him and pronouncing it out as it was. It was a condensed, short version of what I saw, but it was very profound for me.
Awesome. Thank you, Marcel. Thanks for sharing. I think you are Ice Ice Baby from now on. Alrighty, would like to share.
I shall.
You want to go for it, Naline?
Sure. Yeah, there was so much, but it was very intimate. It was quite, yeah. And when you said that she's going to show me something very intimate, something personal on the scroll, I was quite shocked at what she showed me. But it was good. It was something that I think I've needed to deal with a long time. So as I was handing that over to her, she said to me, I need to give my hand to the angel standing next to me. And I looked, and there was an angel standing there with a very brightly flaming sword. And he said, we have to walk through the issue that I've been having, is trust with the Lord and being able to see, because I don't trust myself. And he had to deal with that. And as I took his hand, it was quite scary. It was very dark. And when I came out the other side, wisdom was waiting, and she did what she did to Marcel. She blinded me in a different way, but it went completely white as well. It was completely blank. But it was white. It was very bright. So when he said that, I was like, okay, because I said to the Lord, I've got to trust what you're showing me. I've got to believe that what I see is accurate, is true. Because he said, if I don't, then I don't trust him. So the minute Marcel said that, it just yeah, it was just such a, yeah, thank you, Lord. But yeah, it was very intimate. It was very, yeah, I just want to say, Marcel, thank you for sharing, because it just, I was sitting here literally, I know I've seen before, but the issues I've been dealing with, and tonight God just stripped that away completely. And because I asked him, I said, why did you take my sight? And he said, because you don't need your eyes to see. You need to see with your spirit. And if you're willing to let go of your sight, you will be able to see more accurately. So yeah, that was quite interesting.
Fantastic.
There's lots more, but, and it was also very personal, where he took me into the whiteness, which was, I know, holiness. It was the intimacy of his heart, and a different realm of his heart for me. But yeah,
Yes.
thank you for tonight. It was much needed.
Thank you, Nalin. Thank you for sharing. Evie, you want to say?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. First, thank you. I feel welcome. You guys are amazing. I've seen some of you on podcasts already. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you all. Okay. So one of the things was, like you were just saying about personal, and Marcel mentioned feet. So here goes. I was seeing how when we were starting to go up the mountain, the letter Ga, when the door was opened and when wisdom was taken was in, and it was like the letter, and then each, like if DNA was in it, and each one was a step, and also the libraries you were talking about. And then all of a sudden, as we were going up, I saw angels that started to redress or dress. They were assisting in dressing, but they were dressing me at first. My feet, it was like feathers, but they weren't feathers. It was eyes. It was like eyes on the feet, and then feathers, like being dressed in eyes to see, and seeing farther into realms I've never been before, in dimensions. And the Lord said, forget about 5D, 3D, forget about the Ds and whatever your concepts are. We're going deep, deep, deep. And then it got personal, because there was a personal point, and I'm jumping all around and trying to get, so I don't take up too much time. But when we went into the triangle, the Lord, he showed me what my issue was that I've been asking for the blueprint. And it has to do with a certain situation and person. And the Lord told me, the more you turn in, the more you just let go, the more you just go and let Holy Spirit, you let Ruach HaKodesh, you let wisdom take you where you need to go, and you will let your angels begin to assist you with what I've given you, and you let go and let me, it's all going to work out. And then from there, I could speak what he told me and showed me, which is kind of personal. So I don't know. I just wanted to say thank you. And and Pei and Ayin came because it's like to see with spirit eyes and to speak from the Father what he gives you to speak. So I thought that was really cool. So thank you very much. Thank you.
I love that. Now, I purposefully did not mention Ayin, because I was wanting you guys just to engage, and if Ayin came to engage with Ayin and what she shows, etc. Fantastic. Thank you, Evie. All right, next person.
This was amazing as usual.
Go for it, Jane.
As you always do, putting on the Reish Aleph Hey, and then you add up all that, and it's 206, which equals to 8. So that's Het, which is the covenant, and also 8 is eternal. So I feel like the two blueprints that Hokmah angel, not angel, Hokmah showed me was Netzach, which is also eternal, eternal priesthood. Because a couple of things that she showed me, I was seeing this bubble rising up with just lots of frequencies, and I saw water, upper water, connecting from the throne of sapphire throne of his throne, flowing through Va, which is the man Yeshua, and I'm in him, so I'm also the Va, connecting the lower water, which was she was speaking about the the mystery and secret. So seeking those his mystery and secrets, and bringing down that revelation. And I think Raziel was the angel who was helping me with that. And also this bubble materialized to many pearls with the different colors, and that remind me of the pearl gates of pearls of Zion, which gives access to many dimensions that we have access to, and that I've been engaging with the Gam, which is the addition Gimel Mem, which is both has a Gimel and Mem water. And so he was showing me this Gimel, which is the endless supply that we can bring and transport from heaven to earth as a camel. And I was asking, who is helping me with this? And Gimel remind me the Gabriel, which is one side is the mind and concept thoughts, and this is more physical, manifesting the supply. So, and I was seeing these waves and waves, which this spiral bubbles were generating and rippling out, and saw this, sine and cosine wave, and how you observe and see, just like you're showing us about as a seer, seeing, and as we behold, we multiply. So the camel who bring down this endless supply from heaven to earth. So I felt like these are the two things that he was showing me, and I'm just so grateful that I get to do this with you all, and I just love you, what you're doing, Cheryl. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you for sharing. See, what I'm trying to open up for you guys is, and many of you are cottoning onto it, the Hebrew letter is a gate, it's a being, and it opens a realm to facilitate an aspect of your sonship, to experience a realm of Yahweh and who we are in him, And we focus on that in the course, and then the next course we go a lot deeper as to how the combinations work, and opening up realms and engaging, etc. Fantastic. Thank you for sharing. Who would like to share next?
I'll share. I think, was that
Selena.
Jane? Was that Jane who was just speaking? I couldn't see her name.
Yes, it was Jane.
Oh, well, thank you, Jane. I also saw something about supply, but it was fun that before you said wisdom, I heard myself maybe speaking to myself going, oh, I just love to dance, as if that was news. And so I called to wisdom and understanding and discernment. Hey, you guys want to dance? And we just took off dancing. And the dress, you mentioned the dress, and it was more of a super suit dress that wisdom was wearing, and it was like moving from fire to water to galaxies. It was like a green screen or something. But where we were dancing was like literally going into a field, but it was a bit supernatural, and it was that mountain appeared, and then you said that, and then it was night, and it was very bright stars. The stars were very, very bright. Galaxies were very bright. So many stars. And then we went in, and it was daylight. So I just found that fascinating. And then as things progressed, what I've noticed over time is that somewhere along the line, I've been able to give myself permission to freely be in this other realm and be me, rising into my sonship and prophet and king and priest, so that I'm able to catch the gaze or the look eye to eye, not only with these beings, and discernment was the one that held out the blueprint. And we had these, I'm having these moments of like looking in the eyes of these beings, wisdom, understanding, not yet angels, and then most of all the Father. So that's a huge lifelong pursuit, never really feeling worthy to do that, I guess, breaking off old religious mindsets. And then the most important part was the intimate next scroll, and it was immediately this, it was like a song of Solomon. And the first thing that I thought of as soon as you said the word intimate, on the end of that word, these seals on my arm appeared. And then I was face to face with the Father, dancing like a tango, or very, very intimate dance. And through that dance, we were part of fire and water and wind and earth and spirit, and it just kept morphing, and it all kept flowing like water. And basically at the end of this whole, always, with me, a lot of movement, and at the end was the concept of these elements, and massive provision, and standing closely with the Father, and then employing, as you said, the angels, but also with the wisdom and understanding and discernment. Like this, it's not a boardroom, it's more like a dance company, employing this provision. It just never ended. But it makes me cry, because it's like the Father is, and I was, of course, dancing. So I was seeing so many of you guys, and he was so pleased that he had, sons to entrust these rivers of provision into the earth, into the cosmos. So anyway, that's the gist.
Wonderful, Selena. Thank you for sharing.
Can I go, Cheryl? It's Monica.
You can go for it, Monica.
Okay. I'm so glad for you, Selena, with the provision that you were shown that. I've known that for you. I've been praying for 2 years for you for that, for you to understand that it's there. So I was excited for you. God has actually, through Selena, about a year ago, led me into an engagement with him. I didn't know that's what was happening until like a couple weeks ago, and I was coming out of some darkness up some steps in this heavily brocade teal gown as a queen. And we came out of like a dungeon, and he was walking behind me, and he told me, sit in the throne. And I sat on the throne, and he would whisper into my ear what he was going to have me say to the people. And it still had a heavy feel over it. So that's just been in my mind. So I went into the first scroll today, and want to move forward in getting out healing so people can find God. That's been my passion, like that they can find their peace and ultimately find him. And I'm like, well, who's going to help me? God, I know I can't just do this by myself. People don't follow me. How is this happening? I'm not putting that energy in like I used to, the wrong way. And he actually gave me 4 names of women, and I don't know anybody with those names. So I'm excited to be, I mean, these poor people, when I meet them, because I'm probably going to jump on them or something, it will be, you know, like, oh, your hand. Anyway, I'm really excited about that. But then with the second scroll, because that was like an immediate question of how do I move forward with this? The second one, when the scroll opened up, there, you know, things popped up kind of like the Princess Leia thing in Star Wars that you talked about, like holographic things. And I just heard very distinctly, and then tears rolling out of my eyes. He said, "You are the queen of my beloved in future generations. And you're going to bring healing to them. Bring it to them so they can find me." And I had transformed into wearing a white tulle luminescent gown with a teal sash, which was really significant for me in that a year ago, it was very heavy. It had all these beads. It was just a heavy dress, and it was dark, and it was like an old world brocade. And this was something this white one was very heavenly, but it still had the teal sash in it, which ties it back to the same thing that God has been speaking for me. So he was speaking into my ear, and he was telling me, you know, yes, move forward with the podcasts and the books, and I'm going to bring the people to you through new social media and whatnot. And the way it's going to happen is you're just going to put the frequency out there, put it into word, put it into sound, put it into video, just put it out there, and they will find you. And he gave me a couple of very specific videos I need to make to answer people's questions. And I was concerned just because part of my family, all of my birth origin family, every single one of them, and 3 of my older children and their wives have taken on the world system's view. And I've known that, but I mean, it's very clear lately why there's a difference between us. And I said, I don't want to lose them. I don't want to lose them. And he's like, I will bring them in, and they will be part of this. And there was more, but that was the main thing. So.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing, Monica. Lots of personal stuff that Yahweh is touching on today.
Can I go next briefly?
You can go, Dean.
Thank you. A bit like Selena, I saw Lady Wisdom. I was so happy to see her. I said, oh, I embraced her. I said, let's dance. Come on, let's dance. And it's like I almost wanted to like absorb all of her. She's calm. And then I was present to like 3 words: Hesed, Chokmah, and Metatron. And when you mentioned the scroll and Metatron, I saw this very beautiful, like geometrical, multi-dimensional, like golden shape that was in the scroll. And then I just felt like the pattern was placed on like my forehead. And I knew it was connected with my pineal gland. I knew it was connected with my pineal gland, like a spiritual eye. And it's like imprinted on my forehead. And then we began to walk, and then another scroll was opened. And then somehow the scroll, when it opened, it was transformed into like what looked like a cutting. I could see like a gorge open up, like a gorge, and then it turned like into flesh. And then I got present to actually, I was like walking in between, like the, you know, the flesh, like covenant. I was walking in that covenant. It was like a cutting, and I was walking in through the cutting. I had a sense I could see I was walking in the cutting, and what came to mind was when God cut the covenant with Abraham, and I was conscious, and that pathway just went all the way to Bethlehem, and I saw Jesus in a manger. And then Lady Wisdom said to me, "Can you see?" I said, I can see. And it was like, these are the ancient pathways. This is the ancient pathway. I said, can you see? He said, walk therein, walk in, walk in. And then I heard wisdom say, there was like the three wise men, the three kings. She said, I was with them. I taught them. I taught them how to recognize the Christ child. And so they knew she was teaching them through wisdom. They began to understand who Christ was in the manger. And then this was interesting. She started talking to me about visions of God. And she said, you're going to express them through art. I thought, art? I haven't painted for a long, long, long time. She said, through art. And then she said, she reminded me of William Blake, who's a famous artist who expressed all sorts of visions of God through art. And it's got lots of famous paintings. So I had a quick look, and there was one picture she showed me, the Ancient of Days, and where it's a picture of the Father who is actually creating, and there's a symbol, like it's like measuring, he's actually measuring, he's measuring. And then when you said go deeper into the mountain, by the way, she said, wisdom says, I'm going to take you into the throne room with the emerald rainbow. And I recognize that because I've heard that before. And then again, I saw another picture, William Blake's done another picture of the throne room of God with the emerald rainbow. And there's like, that's where the 24 elders are seated in that space, in the throne room. And again, she reminded me of the Ancients of Days creating before time, and God as an architect measuring dimensions, and he's at work measuring different dimensions. And then she reminded me of, showed me the picture of William Blake was really like present. He did a picture of the resurrection. He also did a picture of Jacob's ladder as well. Beautiful. And actually the way he drew it was like DNA. Before he even knew the shape of DNA, it's like this circular goes up and round, it goes up and up and up. So he definitely had the revelation before DNA. And then she talked about Elohim and pathways of light, and lots of angels. The first time really I've encountered a lot of angels, and expressing visions of God through art. There's going to be like a movement, I believe. There's going to be an explosion of people's expressing visions of God through art, the arts particularly. That's what's coming next. It's going to be like a massive explosion. And people who don't even think they're artistic, they're going to start being artistic and expressing through the arts. That's what's happening. That's what Father's going to start pouring out. And it's going to be incredibly beautiful expression of God, the Ancient of Days, you know, different dimensions of the spirit. And people are just going to just suddenly wake up just painting and expressing visions of God. And yeah, that was some of it. Thank you.
Fantastic. A lot of what you're saying is resonating with my spirit. We are seeing a major push in the arts, and we are only scratching the surface, because people and artists are starting to become more bold with what they see and to express it on canvas or whatever their art form is. And an art is definitely a realm of Yahweh releasing what is going on in the throne room, you know, being able to visually put something out there that people can see and relate and grasp. And yeah, artists play an important part in taking from what's in the spirit and putting it in a tangible form for people to latch on and relate to. Good stuff, Dan. Alrighty, give a last chance for someone that would like to share. Karen, you can
I'll
go.
share.
Yes.
Oh, is someone else sharing? I can't see everyone, sorry. I'll let that
Karen
person
will,
share.
Karen will go, and then you can go, Tina.
Thank you, Deanne, for that. I have to share now that you have said that, because here in South Africa, we are leading a community of artists, dancers, writers, and all of that to start encountering in this manner and start to visualize that. So that is amazing. Also, what is starting to happen just this year with that. So I am very excited. But sharing just quickly what I encountered, I felt sitting here, I'm working away for this week, so I'm in a different environment and all of that. But the whole day was very aware of angelic activity around me. And I really felt it almost uplifted me constantly, refocusing me. And I felt sitting here, I felt water coming down until I am totally immersed. And then I felt just letting go of all things physically. And the next thing, my head burst through the upper surface of that water. And there, I noticed I was in the middle of an ocean. Well, not in the middle, near the shore. And it was easy to get to there. And there I met up with Lady Wisdom. And then from there, she gave me a couple of things. I won't go into details pertaining that, but as she led me into the mountain, it was very interesting how the heart of the mountain was actually almost this womb-like place where I felt a lot of galaxies just like swirling and so forth and so forth. And in that, when the hologram opened up and I could step through that, that was also a great encounter. But even going deeper, even to the very heart of even that place, I felt a structure that is something similar to an elevator, if I can explain it like that. And the numbers 888 flashed on the whatever. I just knew we're going to go to 888 now, and 888 literally started to drip like a thick substance, golden liquid substance. And I just knew that I was, even before you said it, Charles, that we are going to go to an intimate place. I just sensed that this is going to be a very, very intimate place. In that place, I felt that Jesus gave me a specific ring. And then he put my head on his chest. And I felt that one of the mandate of the blueprint executing is rest, is learning to rest with my head against his chest. And I could literally hear a different heartbeat, which was awesome. And after a while, it took me to a mirror in that place. And that text, that scripture came up that, for time, and we will be looking in a mirror, but in part. But then there will be a time that we will move to a different seeing perspective. And while he was standing behind me, we merged through this mirror, and there was just loads and loads and loads of angelic activity, and things were happening at once and separately, and they were cutting loose some things that were binding on me on that time. And then was also a lot of keys that was released, and even I felt a little bit of taking away of old stuff. And then moving up the mountain, I sort of had an upper room feeling where there was just, I heard wind, the sound of wind, but it was not something that will maybe push you off balance. It was something that was sustaining you in a sense. And there I just released whatever it was that I received through the blueprints. And here and there I asked yes and no questions just to get some more detail into what I received. But what was interesting for me is just before you said about the stepping into the triangle, this literal triangle of light opened up. And I sort of felt that I could move in it, and I went to stand in it, and it sort of began to scan me from the top to the bottom. And yeah, and almost in a sense calibrating me. And then I felt that I could be in this vacuum and stay here, but that I can also go to earth and, you know, go back and find my feet there again. Yeah, so that was amazing. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you, Karen. Just listening to what you are sharing, and the 888 usually speaks of wisdom and knowledge and a new gateway opening up. So a little bit of what you're sharing, it's like the old is going, there's something new that you are stepping into. So yeah, that is awesome. Ratina.
Okay. I also saw the number 8, but it was in the form of books flying off of the shelves in that first place that wisdom met with me. It was a circular room with just books. It was a library. And all of a sudden the books flew off. I was in the center and they were flying through me and making a circle 8 and landing back on the shelf where they originated from. And then a huge book appeared in the center, and I was invited to step into that huge book. And then I was given a gold pen. And I'm assuming that I'm going to be writing. That could be for the future. So then it was time to go to the next realm. And the book was so big that I tried to pick it up to take it with me into that other realm. And the door, I was looking for a larger door, and it appeared. So I was able to go with wisdom and the book and the pen into that next level. And at that next level, wisdom invited understanding to come and join us. And I was aware of a circular headband of eyes. It may have been Ayin, I'm not sure. I think I'm supposed to be spending more time understanding who Ayin is. And the eyes were given to me, the angels gave me the circular ring of eyes as a crown, and they put this crown on my head, of a crown of eyes, I guess, is for lack of a better way of explaining it. But it was circular. It was like a headband. And I heard that the one of the things the Father has for me, and perhaps to write about, is that he has the eyes of understanding, and that that this headband of circular colored eyes were like his eyes. Anyway, the eyes were all different colors, and my spirit man wore them, and I waited, and the eyes, so that was the next thing that I took with me to the top, was this new circular headband. And at the top, it was like they were switched on, and there were beams of colored light coming out of each one of the eyes that were in the circular headband. And it was just a beautiful array of color coming out of this ring. And the light was piercing the darkness around me. But it's, again, the beginning of something. So I need to spend more time there. Thank you. That's all.
Yeah, absolutely. That blueprint was activated. So you just continue to engage that, and you will start to see more and engage more detail regarding what it is that Yahweh wants you to do. Fantastic. It was awesome. You know what I like is just the maturity in what you guys are sharing. It just shows how you are growing and going deeper. And, I purposefully don't say everything because I want you guys to experience it, It doesn't help. I just like, try to impress. I just want to set the stage to facilitate so that you can encounter and that Jesus shows you. And what you are experiencing and encountering is just, those pathways are just like becoming canyons as you are engaging. So you just keep on going forward. You guys are doing so well. For those who are a little bit nervous still to share, or you feel like, wow, I just saw one small little thing, that's where it starts. Everybody has to start somewhere. There are many people on this group that will tell you that they used to see little bits, and slowly but surely that it just started to expand as you started to engage, etc. So that's the purpose of the group. So if you are in that space where your encounter was small or you feel it was insignificant, it's never insignificant. It is starting to open up. It is starting to grow. And you just continue to engage, and you will see as you go further, it expands, it grows, that pathway starts to mature, you start to see more, you start to experience more. So you just keep on going at it. Super proud of you guys. I love you big time. You must have an amazing week. And then I will see you guys next week with our next blog.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Guys.
Nice to join you
weekend.
guys.
Thank you. Shalom, shalom.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So cool.
Bye-bye.
So cool.
Bye.
Wow. Wow. Thank you.
Pleasure, Evie. Have a lucky day.
You too. Thanks for everything.
Big pleasure. Bye-bye, Lynn. I never said hello to you, but a hello and goodbye.
Wow.
Praise
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, wow. Don't go.
You don't want to go.
No. Oh, this is awesome. Thank you. Yeah.
It's a big pleasure. While you're there, I just want to find out, is your husband doing fine? Is his eyes okay?
He's better. Yeah. It's very hard for him to sit still and not move. So the retina doesn't come back off, but he's doing good. Yeah. It's the impatience part, but we're learning patience. But thank you. And thank you for prayers. Yeah. He's doing good. I'm just ecstatic because I feel home. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but this is just awesome. And I'm just so overwhelmed. Thank you.
I'm so glad you came across us
Yeah.
and you are home.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was able to
Especially
register.
if you-
I was able to register for the class.
Sorry, I'm breaking up.
That's okay.
Say again.
I was able to register for the class. So I got that
I
done.
saw that today.
Yeah. So I thought it was
fantastic.
tomorrow,
I'm
but it's not. I was so excited. I thought it was tomorrow, but it's not tomorrow.
next month.
Yeah.
But it's going to be
So,
great. It's
yeah.
nearly 10 hours, three days, you know, a week each apart. But it's really going to give you a solid foundation and engagement. So
Yeah.
super excited.
Thanks.
Okay, Evie, tell your husband I say hi.
I will. Thank you guys. Blessings.
Keep well. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.